Yeah, I'm not gonna move this a ton. All right. Hi, everybody. My name is Troy Track Select, and you're at the select few sessions where if you're listening, you are one of the select few. And I'm glad that you all came tonight. We're here to listen to Remington Hill. Let's give it up, man. You ready to do it? You ready? Go for it.
Hi, we're Remington Hill. That's the name of our band. Let's give it up for Troy tonight and say thanks so much to Indie String Theory for having us. All right, we've got some of our grooviest songs for y'all. That's what we wanted to bring out, so we hope y'all just have a real groovy, enjoyable time. Sit back, relax, and this is the sounds of Remington Hill. It's alright, it's okay, it's just us anyway. All your hopes and all your dreams, is this all a machine? What am I to you? Just a man or see-through man, and are they whole? Is this all from a soul? And is this all out of reach? Am I just counting sheep? A simple song to question why this could all be by design. And two eyes come from our hearts. I think I need a new start. And how can I stand here with you and not be moved by you? You tell me, how can it be any better than this? How can I stand here with you and not be moved by you? You tell me, how can it be any better than this? That's Greenhouse. Shout out to Lifehouse for those last few lyrics. Thank you so much. All right. Up next, we got an unreleased song off the upcoming album. This is 5 a.m. Let me see y'all snap your fingers on it. Yeah. Yeah. All right. 5 in the morning, shouldn't leave the porch light on. I know it's golden. You probably got a long drive home. I don't want to FaceTime, I don't want to waste time. I want to wake up to you the way that I used to do. 6 in the morning, didn't really wait another hour. I can't afford it, so I gave you all the power. You keep your curses in my very verses and assume the worst is true, the way that you used to do. 7:30. Big old light in the sky. Save yourself a little gas, case coming through a little town tonight. I can sleep until the sun goes down, comes round. At least I can say I knew you when. Don't go, we could have been just fine. Don't go, all we needed was time. Don't go, we could have seen it through, yeah. Don't go, it was just me and you. Come on, I'll leave the light on. I'll leave the light on. Oh, 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 yeah. Why'd you go so soon? I'll leave the light on. Why'd you go so soon? I'll leave the light on. I'm leaving the light on for you, baby. Yeah, yeah. I'm leaving the light on for you, baby. Yeah, yeah. I'm leaving the light on for you, baby. Yeah, yeah. I'm leaving the light on for. I'll leave the light on. All right. Thanks so much. Up next, we got a song that has just released. This is a really special song. It's the first song to release off of our upcoming album, Death of the American Mall. This is a really fun album. It's eclectic. It's got lots of different vibes going on, as you'll see throughout our set. And we're playing about half of the music that we have tonight. So if you like groovy stuff, we're really glad you're here. If you like really loud rock stuff, come see us at the Hoosier Dome on Saturday, because we'll play loud rock stuff. But tonight, we want to groove with y'all. So up next is another groovy song. This is Chicken. I don't want to hear you crying out. You run back to who you cry about. Say it all and even scratch it down. But the past can change the pattern now. Pull yourself together and tell yourself whatever you need to. Pluck out all the feathers, shaking out the way you would seem to. If you heard me, did it strike a chord? Do you only listen when you're bored? Like a bird, I bet you wanna soar, but your wings are clipped onto your core. And pull yourself together and tell yourself whatever you need to. Pluck out all the feathers, or chicken out the way you would seem to. Told me that it's all too hard, that there's somebody else for your part. I ain't got sympathy down in my heart, 'cause I think I told you from the start. I know, I know, I know, I know, I know, I know you'd say, I know, I know, I know. Yeah. it up for this band, everybody. Damn. Speaking of this band, up here on guitar, we got Luke Gaffney. Give it up for Luke. On the bass, we got Jake Odell. On the drums, we got Andrew Weinert. And on the keys, we got Adam Fonashir. Give it up for Adam, everybody. All right. And my name is Remington Hill. That is where the name of the band comes from. I have one of my favorite artists of all time on a t-shirt up here, Sade. And so that's one of my favorite inspirations. And so, yeah, it seemed right. You know, we got this music. I wrote a lot of this music. I wrote all the music, and I brought this band together to bring a special music movement into Indianapolis. And so we've been rocking and rolling around Indy. We've been playing our songs, and I could not do it without the help of this band and the creative team. One of which is here this evening, Mackenzie Gale Scott Miller. Thank you, Mackenzie, for all the work you do on our creative team. You're awesome. You're also my partner, which makes you really awesome. All right. We got a couple more songs for y'all this evening until we get to the interview portion, so thanks so much for coming and hanging out. Seems I lost my job today. I don't know why I bought that camera for myself yesterday. Can't return it, dead internet, but I bought it anyway. Seems I lost my job today. Yeah. I don't know why I bought that camera for myself yesterday. Can't return it, dead internet, but I bought it anyway. I finally realized there's nowhere to turn, nowhere to run from my pride, and nobody else to stand by my side. I finally see what's right in front of me. It's just the way it's gonna be, yeah. Can't return it, dead internet. Can't return it, dead internet. Can't return it, dead internet, but I bought it anyway. Thank you. That's camera. What's up next? All right. Well, if you like to stream music and you like listening to music on Spotify or Apple Music or anything like that, we've got another song out. This one will be on the upcoming album. It'll be remixed and remastered a little bit. But yeah, this is Iceberg. I know the pool at the hotel isn't lit well for you. It don't right up the bottom. There's a lot you can't prove. It shows what you put your faith in, 'cause you're making me move. Mountains crumble like glaciers, yet we ain't sure of the truth. If this is an iceberg, then I'll be the diver, and her foggy whisper frozen before I heard. She tried to call to me, voices beneath the sea. I think we've gone too deep. Now tell me what trust means to you. I've got nothing to prove, I've got nothing to say. I know you want me to move, but I can't. I'm just hoping I'm not in the way. I know that I'm on thin ice by that crack in your voice and that look in your eyes. Too cold to apologize. If this is an iceberg, then I'll be the diver, and her foggy whisper frozen before I heard. She tried to call to me, voices beneath the sea. I think we've gone too deep. Oh, I think we've gone too deep, yeah. Woo! If this is an iceberg, then I'll be that diver, and her foggy whisper frozen before I heard. She tried to call to me, voices beneath the sea. I think we've gone too deep. Oh, I think we've gone too deep. Oh, I think we've gone too deep. Oh. Thank you. Well, Iceberg has been out for 2 years almost. It's wild to think that this project has been going on for such a long time. There's been, it's been a long time to me because I put out a project once before, and that was just something that I did in college. It was kind of like a project where I got to test out all the sounds that I wanted to do. I got to do some soul singing, some rapping, and some other things, just trying it all out. And this album is finally one with an identity. And that is why Death of the American Mall is so special to me, because we get to really communicate something very relevant to us right now, something that we all can relate to. It doesn't matter what your age is or your ethnicity or your religion. It doesn't matter. It's something that everybody has experienced. One day I was driving down the street, and I passed a mall, and I was in Ohio, and I was like, man, this mall is dead. Like, there's nothing in there. And there really isn't. And I thought to myself, I said, wow, what is that thing in my life that I thought would always be there? like the mall. I thought it would always be there. 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, the mall was there. And it was something that brought all people of all walks of life together here. And we don't have that anymore. And now we've tried to replace things like that with things like social media and it just seems like there's something that we're trying to fill. And I think that space is creativity. I think creativity is the thing that's going to overcome those boundaries that we can't seem to overcome anymore. I think creativity is going to be the thing that pulls us together. So, yeah. Up next, we got a couple more songs. Thanks for listening, and I hope you really enjoy some more songs off the Death of the American Mall. I used to call it the Death of the American Mall experience. That was the thing. It was like, this is the experience. And now that the album is coming out, this is just going to be eventually the tour. And that's kind of the thing that we're working on here and trying to make space for people in Indianapolis to listen to great music. And that's obviously what Troy's doing too. And it's really amazing to have a space like this at Indie String Theory. So, yeah. Thanks so much. All right. Oh, we got some good jams for you guys. All right, here we go. Don't you worry, baby. I can't read your mind, but it ain't, no it ain't no problem, 'cause I can see it on your face every night. I know that there's some confusion about what I know and what I don't, and what I don't, yeah. Well, I can live that illusion, but if you decide I won't, wait, don't you worry, darling. There's no need for you to front. Yes, you won't even see it coming. And I can end this whole thing when I want, whenever I want, yeah. I know that there's some confusion about what I know and what I don't, and what I don't, yeah. Well, I can live that illusion, but if you decide I won't, no, I won't. Take it away, Adam. Adam Von der Stier, everybody, give it up for Adam. Thank you. Yeah. All right. Good job. Awesome. When you're staring down the barrel of a loaded gun, you can stop and listen with tunnel vision. And when you're in that bullet cyclops eye, there's no point in putting up a fight. It don't matter if it's wrong or if it's right, just close your eyes. No, 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 no. Well, listen, Well, I ain't here to try my bone with you. I got my joy from the inside. 'Cause in this life, all the poison they give you is gonna leave you high and dry. I don't need the fashion, no need to ask. I ain't gonna tell you twice. 'Cause if you buy it, they bought you for what was your price. Playing your song, your song, your song. But don't you tell them what's wrong, what's wrong, what's wrong. And now they're playing your song, your song, your song. But don't you tell them what's wrong, what's wrong, what's wrong, what's wrong now. Come on now, playing the machine, forswear and the guillotine. Come on now, playing the machine, say your prayer at the guillotine. Come on now, playing the machine, forswear and the guillotine. Come on now, playing the machine. Let me see that soon, yeah. Come on now, playing the machine, foursquare and the guillotine. Come on now, playing the machine, say your prayer at the guillotine. Come on now, playing the machine, foursquare and the guillotine. Come on now, playing the machine. Oh, playing a song, a song, a song. But don't you tell them what's wrong, what's wrong, what's wrong. And now they're playing your song, your song, your song. But don't you tell them what's wrong, what's wrong, what's wrong, what's wrong now. Thank you, that's guillotine. All right. Yeah, we got one more song for y'all before we get into the interview portion. Thank y'all so much for coming out. And thanks for sticking around for the interview too, because we got lots to talk about. Gave you a little glimpse of kind of what we're working on lately, and there's other really cool things that we get to talk about today too. So thanks again for stopping out. This is Small Feelings of Make Believe. Spaceship, I don't wanna taste the methane all alone. I want you to take me home. Take me through the vacuum. Lead me to a place I couldn't go. Can't find it on my own. Suck the air right out the room, right out the world, but I don't care at all. Hey, thank you so much. Again, we're Remington Hill. Thank you for stopping by this evening to Indie String Theory for Troy's Track Select View Sessions. Give it up for Troy. Give it up for Indie String Theory. And thanks so much, and we'll see you in a few minutes.
Yeah, so give me about 10 minutes to reset for the interview, and we'll reconvene then.
Okay. Thank you, everybody, for your patience. Please, let's clap one more time for Remington Hill. Let me catch my breath. Okay. So, a lot of times I forget to mention this, but do you remember how we met or where we met?
I would say it has something to do with walking along the street.
It did. It did.
Yeah, we met in random passing, I think.
So, you and Rollo Brand, shout out to Rollo. One day he'll be up here. But you both, very dark at night, late. I should have jumped both of you for jumping up on me like that. But came up to me, and I knew Rollo, and he introduced me to you specifically. That was how we first touched paths. But I think the first time that I actually experienced Remington Hill at in any capacity was because of the show that you performed at Indie Reads. Shout out to Oceanique. Oceanique is who gave me your book initially. And so that is how I was able to kind of have some connection and knew that you were running around doing stuff. And so, even here at Indie Reads, I might have said something about you at some point, like, oh yeah, Remington came here at some point to do whatever that you were doing. So I always like to kind of share the story of how I meet the artists that I meet, because it's usually always by happenstance out in the streets somewhere. And I just think that's an interesting little tidbit.
Sorry for sneaking up on you.
No, it's all good. So I think also is Remington Hill, this is a personal for me, is Remington Hill your legal name, or is it like a stage name?
My government name.
Okay. The only reason I bring that up is because when I was doing the research on Remington Hill, there's actually a place in California, or maybe even Nevada, but basically it's an old mining hill that exists and was kind of marked by tragedy because it was like burned down, and then snowstorm crushed a bunch of buildings. But it was sitting atop this bed of gold, and I was like, oh, that'd be really cool. I was like, I found something. But I was also like, it also very well could be Remington's actual name. But still, fun little tidbit. All right, now for the actual interview portion.
Thank you for informing me of this. This is awesome. I want to look into that story later.
There's not a ton. It's on Wikipedia, but it's interesting that your name happens to be the same thing. So, I think we'll start off with, I know that Death of the American Mall, which is the name of your band's upcoming album, has not actually been released yet, and you have a specific release strategy for it. So can you talk about that release strategy?
Yeah, I'd be really happy to. So Death of the American Mall is the upcoming album. The release strategy really started out when I was looking at the songs that I had written, and I was like, what is going to connect with this generational and multi-generational thing that's going on right now? What are some songs that are going to connect us together? And that's when I was digging into my catalog, and it was mostly songs that I'd recently written, but a few of them are back catalog songs. And I was like, I'm going to put these songs together in a specific order that gets deeper as they go on. The meanings behind the songs get deeper. So that was the album creation, and then the release is its own beast. There's plenty of strategy there that we're trying our best to work together on. We've got there's the band that you see here, but what you don't always see is the creative team that works behind the scenes to create a lot of the really amazing things that we've gotten to do. We've gotten to do handmade letters for fans. We've gotten to do like on-stage lamps, and we'd had like lampshade ghosts that we made, and there's a whole story behind those, and the book that my partner Mac and I created. So it's been a lot of really cool partnerships that has been all local, and I think that's the really big thing, is that being a local artist is really difficult, and especially in a place like Indianapolis where you don't always have spaces like this, and so you have to make those spaces, and I think that's another part of the release strategy, is how do we make those spaces?
Yeah, so I think that was something else I picked up, well, it was very apparent, is you're very forward with your team and all the work that the team comes together to do. How did the band and also the team come together to make Remington Hill a reality?
Yeah. How about this? Would each of you want to talk about how we met, how you got into the band?
I appreciate that very much.
Sure. Yeah, Adam, I play keys. I got introduced to the band through a former drummer of the group. His name is Miles McGuire. Shout out to Miles, amazing drummer. He referred me, and I joined about a year ago, I want to say, and I've been jamming out with these cats and making music ever since.
I'm Andrew, I'm the drummer. I also came into the band because of Miles McGuire. I'm actually Miles McGuire's replacement, but he kind of like hand selected me and recommended me to Remington, and I jammed with them, and I've been in the band, should be a year this month. It's been a good time so far.
I'm Luke. I'm the guitar player. I got in because Jade Davidson, who was a former guitar player, also a fantastic artist. She should be on your show as well. I had to take a leave of absence, and Andrew recommended me. He's my boss, actually. We work together. It's been a great time.
Mine's a little bit weirder. We met on this app that I found. I guess it would have been like 2 years ago, give or take. And we met on there, just kind of found each other's profiles, asked him if he wanted to jam, or he asked me, one of the two, and here we are now.
So I know it's definitely a group project in terms of how you are all writing your music. What is the process for that, when you're dealing with a total of 5, at least on the music portion?
Yeah, so the album itself is recorded. 6 songs were recorded at Postal Recording, and they all were with a studio band. I believe it's Colin and Zach and Alex and Tyler that are the musicians that all worked on that. So we did that, and then some of the songs were recorded at Naptime Recordings in Broad Ripple, and that has a myriad of amazing artists that all were sourced throughout Indianapolis, so they're really great artists. And then 2 of those songs, this amazing band plays on, and so that will be, I'll be happy to say, Death of the American Mall, the title track, is played by this amazing band, featuring a choir of all Indianapolis artists. I found a lot of different artists that I wanted to bring together. And so I think the writing, while I wrote all the songs, except for, a little bit of the lyrics in one song, that's been a really long process of writing those songs. But I think moving forward, into the third album and fourth album, that kind of stuff, that's what I really want to work on with this band, is coming up with our group identity and what we want to sing about together. And I think that's going to be a really beautiful thing when we get to it. Right now, we're just getting off the ground and just working really hard to be here in Indianapolis and be working artists.
Yeah, so, it's clear that this is a project, and obviously a lot of people are involved in it. And you talk about, in some of the interviews I've read, that this is kind of this creative movement. So I'm wondering, and you mentioned specifically, artists kind of being boxed in by a certain system of rules, and this is how we're trying to break out of those rules. So what are some of those systems that you feel artists are put in, and how are you breaking out of those systems?
Wow. Yeah. I think one thing is being told that as artists, you can't be successful. I think that is the first thing. When our whole world describes success, it always has to look like a specific thing. It has to be winning Grammys. It has to be doing it, according to what the Academy says is good. It has to be according to what the chart says is good. And there's artists all over the world that are working really hard, but aren't necessarily being recognized by the Academy, or being recognized by Billboard, or being recognized by a lot of the majority groups that are making the decisions about what's good and what's not. I decided for myself that I love my music and I want to share it with people, because I think that we need songs that connect us to one another right now. And that was the reason why I put these songs together, is because I said, there's no way that I'm going to live the rest of my life not giving my best, and this is for me giving my best. So those systems, they look like a lot of things. I think, they can be gender systems, they can be ethnicity systems, and I personally feel like I've come across those in a lot of different ways, just because, the way that I identify, the way that I was raised, and so I think that, like, songs that are so meaningful to me, when you can hear the passion that we sing and play with, you'll be able to see it for yourself, that, we're breaking a system that we're being told you can't just go out there and give your all. You have to have the right marketing team. You have to have the right PR agency. You have to have the right, publicists and all that kind of stuff to be successful. And we don't have any of that. We just started. We just did it. And we just sourced the team here in Indianapolis. We didn't have the organizations behind us to start everything. They came later. Those are things that we've been recognized, as you said, like, Indie Pride has recognized our organization and supported us, and Indie Arts Council has recognized our movement and supported us. And those are things that, we would not have done had we not just started the way we are. I don't think a single one of us ever thought, that we would be at a place where we were thinking, like, is it going to be a label or something like that soon? Like, I don't know. Maybe you guys did. I don't know. But I'm looking at that kind of thing this year, because I want us to have our voice amplified in a way that a lot of other people aren't necessarily going to see. You have to work hard for it, and you have to break those systems in the way that you can every day.
So I guess speaking about some of that recognition, I'm very aware that, from all the hard work that you all have been putting in, you've been recognized for, you're performing on Wish TV, which holla at your boy Wish TV. I wish y'all quit playing with me. Just call me. Becoming a Beckman Emerging Artist Fellow. Okay, doing some other things. What is all of this leading to?
Well,
Or what do you hope that it may lead to?
you know what? I think we can talk about it a little bit. We can say that I auditioned. So,
Okay.
so I auditioned for American Idol, and that's literally all I can say on this because
That's really all I was going to say.
yeah, and that is something that was not even a part of the plan. It was never a part of the plan, but because it's working together with everything else that's going on that we've been working on together. I remember coming home and being able to tell at a photo shoot this whole band that it's like, you know, I'm gonna go audition in front of the judges on American Idol, and we were supposed to do a battle of the bands in Irvington, and because that was a part of the plan, we had that was one of our steps in our plan. It's like we're gonna do this battle of the bands, and we were gonna do this concert, and everything has been mapped out in Excel spreadsheets, and we have our schedules and all that kind of stuff. So when you say like, where is it going? It's going to hopefully shine a light on real hard work in music that's going on in Indianapolis. I love these musicians. I don't even identify as a musician because of the way that they play. They all are so in tune with their music. I just love to sing, and I just love to write songs, and I love to share them. So that's, as far as my identity, where I'm going with that, I think I'm going to just keep trying to share with these awesome people and get closer with them so that we can write awesome music together, and be vulnerable and share. That's where we're going with that. But as far as like any culmination, what's the grand scheme of things, I think this album is really that. I think this album, getting the album out into the world, thank you to both Indie Pride and the Indie Arts Council for supporting it. I mean, I think that is enough for me to say, like, I know I'm doing what I need to do right now as an artist. Yeah.
Okay, so now let's talk more about the actual album then. So for Death of the American Mall, I think I've read this in other interviews as well. Is there a major theme that this album is following? You state, I know you kind of said the story a little bit of how you just kind of came upon the title of the album in your performance, but you're talking about the end of an iconic institution in America. And so are some of the tracks on this album kind of following that theme of the end of these huge institutions, and what else maybe we should expect?
Yes. So there are, in my life, other concepts of institutions that I found that are ending. For me, one of them is my concept of religion. That was something that I thought, like the American Mall, would always be there in my life. I thought that was something that I would always be able to depend on, and it went away. And that's something like what the American Mall has done. You know, I thought it would always be there. I thought that, and suddenly it's gone. And I think a lot of other people can relate to that and find things in their life that they thought would be there their whole life. And those are those types of things that are those institutions that it takes introspection to say, like, have I changed? Like, is there something different about me? And is that okay? Or am I okay with that change that I've found in my life? That's the other thing, is it's like, it's okay that some things have changed, and it's okay to find, you know, how something new can come into that space, and something new can replace that. And I think that that's what I'm trying to accomplish with this for myself, is like, what is that thing in my life that is going to replace that and become that new thing for me? So yeah.
A lot of my experience with this was I read a lot of the songs first before I heard any of them, right? Because most of them hadn't been. How many songs have actually been released at this point in time?
Technically 2.
That's what I was thinking. Okay, so I think I'm gonna start with Chicken, because at the time I had not heard the song when I first read the lyrics, and so I was like, oh, this is the best song I've ever heard, because it is a song that's very relatable in the sense of you've probably been on either side of the equation, which is in this story you're kind of telling your friend, hey, you should break that off. Excuse me. Friend is in a relationship, they kind of don't want to be in it anymore. Is that a correct assumption? Well, there's a lot of issues, and you have mentioned you should probably leave this person. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah.
So I'm always the friend who's like, you should break that off. Pretty much all the time. If you come to me and you ask for some advice and all you've been doing is complaining about whoever this person is, I'd be like, you should go ahead and break that off. I've had friends very recently that I was like, you should break that off. So hearing it in a song form was a great time. If I was you, I would have dropped it on Valentine's Day or the day after. That's just me. I thought that would have been really funny. But you made your decision. And I'm glad that I got to hear it right before actually coming up here, because it was cool to see it in real time. Oh my God, this Chicken's coming out. So I guess, how did you get to writing that song in particular?
Yeah. In college, I witnessed a relationship that basically I saw how this was playing out. You know, these people didn't want to. I'm like stepping around it. Yeah, everybody can watch it. It's difficult. How do you maintain anonymity? You know, I understood that for me, I'm going to make a different decision. And so I think sometimes when you sing a song like that and you're giving advice to somebody else, you're also kind of giving advice to yourself. And it's like you're holding yourself accountable for like your future actions. You're saying like, well, you know, that might have been what they were going to do, but that's not what I'm going to do. So I'm going to sing a song for myself that I can, you know, pull myself together and tell myself whatever I need to. Or chicken out the way it seemed to, you know?
Yeah, definitely a lot of fun. Some people even work on this show in the background. Recently, I was like, hey, go ahead and end that. So might have to send this to him. Kind of meant to, and it left my arm, but I'm sending it to him after the show. He's already broken it off, but it'll still be funny. So
share the song with all your friends, whatever the relationships are. Share it.
But they might break it off, so don't, you know, be ready to face those consequences. So another song that I was kind of reading about was Red Velvet Swing. And I guess, you know, it's about a very old movie. Came out in 55, I believe, a long time ago. And I guess I'm wondering, what about that movie made you want to write a song about it? You should probably talk about the plot of the movie and tell them.
Yeah. I love the lightning in the background. I don't know if y'all can see it. It's so fun. This is really interactive. Okay, so I saw that movie in a hotel room. I was in San Francisco for a work event, and I just like turned on the TV, and that was what was playing. It was like on Turner Classic Movies. And I was thinking about the relationship in that movie, and it's actually, you know, in some ways similar to the relationship in Chicken. But this song is based off of...
he kills somebody in the movie, so maybe... I hope it's not too similar.
Well, no. No, it has not, you know, I think that the idea is like, from her perspective in that movie, what she goes through. And it's very sad for her at the end because she ends up unhappy and unable to kind of reconcile the relationship between both men that were in her life. And so I think that was really what inspired me to write the song, was listening to her sing and her perform and how she kind of ultimately is left sad. And I don't know if it's based off of a true story or something like that.
They say it is. So I like to believe that it is.
Okay.
I think there
You gotta
might be
believe
some.
movies.
It's fun to believe. I think there's some things that it changed, but it's supposed to be based off.
It's a wild movie if you want to watch it. The Girl in the Red Velvet Swing is the name of the movie.
Yeah, maybe they're remaking everything else.
They're remaking everything. What do you guys think about that song, though?
Probably my favorite.
Is it your favorite?
Is that the next song that we might get to hear? Is dropped?
Maybe, we'll see.
Are there specific dates that you are planning on dropping songs or a certain cadence? I think we've talked about that in the past.
Yeah. The next song that we'll release will be 5 a.m.
Okay.
So 5 a.m. that y'all heard tonight will be the next song out.
When can we expect that?
How about the end of April?
Okay.
The end of April.
I will be messaging you. There are some shocked faces in the crowd. We will see.
We'll see if it happens by the end of April. We'll see.
Okay, so I always give everyone in the crowd a chance to ask a question if people are interested in asking a question. And we have the time to do it. So are there any questions that the crowd wants to ask? Definitely not going to force you, but I always put the option out there.
Hello.
Oh, well Pat, go first and we'll hit you, bro.
Okay. I'll ask you, Remington, and Luke, since I play guitar. Who's a top influence for you in your preferred genre to sing or play guitar? And who's an artist you really like far outside your genre that you usually like to sing or play in?
Yeah. You want me to go first? Okay. I'd say someone that is within my genre.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say someone that's within my genre is Erykah Badu.
Okay.
I think the way that she sings, I really like it. I just love it. Like the inflections in the way that she sings and the way that she holds her breath to, and I just think it's really cool. So I love the way she sings. Somebody that's far outside of my genre would probably be Kurt Cobain from Nirvana. So I think that it's okay to strain your voice sometimes, and I like it. I think it's fun, so why not? I think that the song's really fun, and if you catch us at our next show, we'll sing some for you. We'll sing some Nirvana. So
Next show is Saturday at the Hoosier Dome. At what time?
Okay.
7-ish o'clock. So if you want to see Remington Hill again, Hoosier Dome, Saturday, 7 o'clock. Okay.
I play a lot of different genres. I'm in a couple other bands around the city. I would say preferred genre is more like rock, metal kind of thing. I had a couple of like punk and metal bands. And some bands that fit within that category are like, grew up listening to a lot of White Stripes and also Nirvana. But in this kind of music, I would say a big influence is like David T. Walker. Played a lot, session musician, Jackson 5. Just really, really pretty guitar parts. Yeah.
Ross, you had a question?
Yeah, I heard y'all like at the beginning of the interview, like introducing yourself and stuff, but like, so how long has it been y'all five like together cooking up?
when was that?
Sometime last year, like November maybe?
November. Yeah.
November, something like that.
So it hasn't been a full year of us five.
Maybe
I think it was
August. I don't know.
September.
It was like September. August.
It was like late summer.
Yeah.
Late summer, because I remember at that outdoor show with
Oh, yeah,
with
yeah.
Mason
Yeah.
too, and then that was probably like one of your first shows.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's been.
Sorry to interrupt. Those are tornadoes.
Oh, okay. All right, we're going to end it so we can get home safely.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming to this show. Thanks to Remington Hill.
Yeah, thank you.
And
Thank
we'll
all
see
for
you guys
coming.
next
Go
time.
home safely.
We all would like to live.